Welcome, heroes, to the world of Altered. In this video today, we'll be highlighting gameplay between the factions of Muna and Axiom. This won't be a full game of Altered. Instead, we want to give you a taste of what to expect when you sit down with your own decks and play with your friends. If you'd like a detailed breakdown of all the starter decks that are similar to what you'll see played, go back and watch our starter deck guide video. Which faction will get ahead in their expeditions? Let's head to the table and find out. Hey everyone, Steph here with Gamers Guild, and I'm playing the Axiom faction with Sierra and Oddball.
And I'm Will, playing the Muna faction with Tasia and Nara.
So Will is going to be the first player, that's why he has the first player token.
We'll start the game by each of us drawing 6 cards and then taking 3 of our cards from our hand, placing them face down as our starting mana orbs. Since we don't have any at noon phase triggers, we will move to the afternoon phase, and I'll start by taking the first turn, exhausting 3 mana orbs and playing the Muna Druid to the Hero Expedition. Because it's the first creature I played this turn, it will activate my hero's ability and give it a boost.
On my turn, I'll exhaust 1 mana orb to play one of my permanents, Keylon Cylinder. I can exhaust it to gain 2 Keylon counters, and on a later turn, I can exhaust it to spend a Keylon counter, so the next character I play gets a boost.
Now it's back to my turn, and since I don't have any more mana to play cards, I will choose to pass, meaning I can't take any more turns this day.
Now it's back to me for my turn. I'll play Keylon Elemental to my Companion Expedition. The hand symbol on this card means the card's effect triggers when it's played from my hand, so as I play it, I will put a card from my hand into the reserve.
And since I've already passed for the turn, it goes back to Steph.
I'll take a quick action to exhaust my Keylon Cylinder so I can gain 2 Keylon counters that I can use later. Then I will choose to pass, ending the afternoon phase.
Now we move into the dusk phase, where we compare the region stats for our characters in play to determine which expedition markers are going to move forward and which ones cannot. Looking at the Hero Expedition, if I win in any of the 3 region types, I will move forward, so with my Muna Druid, I will flip the next Tumult card and advance my hero marker 1 region.
Now let's look at the Companion Expedition, keeping in mind that I also need to lead in any of the 3 region types. My Keylon Elemental is uncontested, so I will flip the next Tumult card and advance my Companion Expedition marker by 1 region.
And now we'll move to the night phase, and all of our characters currently in expeditions are sent to the reserve, removing any boost counters on them. Then, if you have 3 or more cards in your reserve, you must discard until only 2 cards remain. Now with the night phase over, we'll start the next day in the morning phase. I'll pass the first player marker over to Stephanie, and we'll ready all of our mana orbs and any exhausted cards. Then we'll both draw 2 cards from our deck, and starting with the first player, in this case Stephanie, we're both going to choose if we'd like to convert up to 1 card from our hand into a mana orb.
We don't have any at noon phase triggers, so we'll move to the afternoon phase, and I'll take my first turn. I'm going to exhaust 4 mana orbs to play my Axiom Reprocessor from the reserve and put it next to my Keylon Cylinder in the other landmarks slot. Since I played a permanent with hand cost 3 or more, I will exhaust Sierra and Oddball to activate their ability and place a 2/2/2 Brassbug Robot token in the Hero Expedition.
On my turn, I'll exhaust 3 of my mana orbs to play Inari to the Hero Expedition. It has no abilities, but it will trigger my hero's ability, so I'll place a boost counter on Inari.
So back to me, I'll take a quick action to exhaust my Keylon Cylinder, giving my Brassbug 1 boost, making it a 3/3/3 in its region stats.
On my turn, I'll take a quick action to activate my Muna Druid's support ability from the reserve. To do this, I have to discard a card from my reserve. I can now give a character with hand cost 3 or less anchored, so I'll place an anchored counter on Inari, so when we move to the night phase later, Inari will actually stay out in the Hero Expedition until the next day, losing the anchored counter. I will then exhaust 1 mana orb to play Spindle Harvesters. They have the arrow symbol on them, which means this card's effect triggers regardless of if I play it from my hand or reserve. And this triggered ability is going to give Spindle Harvesters anchored.
It then comes back to me, and I will pass my turn.
And I will also pass my turn.
So now we move to the Dusk phase, and we'll start by comparing region stats in the Hero Expedition. My boosted Brassbug is a 3/3/3 across Forest, Mountain, and Water, while Will's Inari has a 4 in Forest, 2 in Mountain, and 4 in Water. Looking at the regions our Hero Expedition markers are in, since Will is winning in the Forest and Water regions and I'm leading in the Mountain region, we both get to advance.
On the Companion Expedition, my Spindle Harvesters are running unopposed, so I will advance my Companion Expedition marker 1 region. Now we'll move to the night phase, where we would normally send our characters to the reserve, but because both of my characters are anchored, they will stay out in their expeditions and I will remove the anchor counters on them.
On my side, because my brass bug is a token character, it will actually be removed from the game and not go into the reserve like a normal character would.
Now we'll move to the next day and start with the morning phase. The first player marker is going to come back to me. We'll ready all of our mana and exhausted cards, draw 2 cards from our deck, and decide if we want to place up to 1 of those into our mana zone. For this day, I'm going to choose not to play a mana orb.
Hey guys, Future Steph here. Just wanted to point out that we missed my @noon trigger on the Axiom reprocessor I had in play. I should have been able to put the top card of my deck in the reserve before Will started the afternoon phase. Anyway, back to the game.
As the first player in this afternoon phase, I will exhaust 2 mana orbs and play Sneezer Shroom to my hero expedition. It has a triggered ability to gain Anchored, and then it will also trigger my hero's ability to give it a boost token, as it was the first character I played this turn.
Now it's my turn, and I'm going to do a big brain move and play my Keelan Elemental from hand into the Companion Expedition. It has a play from hand trigger, so I will place a card from my hand into my reserve. I choose Athena to put into the reserve, which is great for my next turn.
I will exhaust 2 mana orbs to play another Sneezer Shroom in the Companion Expedition. Because of its ability, it will also become anchored.
Now I'll exhaust my last 3 mana orbs to play Athena from my reserve to the Hero Expedition. She has a card symbol trigger, which means her ability activates when played from the reserve. Normally, characters played from reserve gain a fleeting token, meaning they would be discarded during the night phase. But Athena instead loses her fleeting token because I control at least 2 landmarks.
It's back to me, and I will pass my turn.
And I will also pass my turn.
So now, moving to the dusk phase, we're going to compare the region stats of our characters in each expedition. Starting on the Companion Expedition side, totaling up both my Spindle Harvesters and my Sneezer Shroom, I have 2 in Forest, 1 in Mountain, and 1 in Water. Steph has 1 in Forest, 3 in Mountain, and 3 in Water. So she will advance her Companion Expedition marker, and I will not. And we'll move over to the Hero Expedition side, where I have a combined 6 in Forest, 4 in Mountain, and 6 in Water between my Inari and my Sneezer Shroom, while Stephanie's Athena is only 3 in Forest, 4 in Mountain, and 4 in Water. So I will advance my Hero Expedition marker 1 region, and she will not.
Then we move to the night phase, moving the appropriate characters to reserve, while Will's Sneezer Shrooms will stay out and play due to Anchored. On my side, I actually have a decision to make because you can only have up to 2 characters in the reserve. So I will discard one of my Keelan Elementals.
And normally we continue this game into the next day, but for this video, we're going to go ahead and stop here.
So Will, what did you like about the Muna faction?
I, across all TCGs, love creature-focused decks, and I really enjoyed the anchor mechanic that let me keep them throughout each day. So what about you? How'd you like Axiom?
I really like Axiom, and I'm surprised because I usually prefer aggro decks, but I really like having the permanents with the long-lasting abilities and the fact that there's a lot of cards that benefit from the landmarks. Makes them a lot of fun to play.
Well, that about wraps it up for us here at the table. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
And there you have it, the first few days of gameplay between Muna and Axiom. Let us know in the comments which matchup you'd like to see next. To pick up one of the 6 starter decks or the limited edition Kickstarter booster boxes, head over to gamersguildaz.com to order. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the Gamers Guild channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.